Hello, man. You all right?
Good, how are you?
Good. Right. So just following on from the consultation we did speak about some goals, and you put down improved general fitness, improved knowledge of resistance training, and also you want to lose some body fat. And you sort of said half a stone was a bit of a goal.
Yeah.
Well, I think all really good goals, but what we need to do is sort of put them into a time-bound, like a time frame to get those done. So with goal setting, I just want to explain, there's a couple of concepts around goal setting. So the first one is like your timescales. So you've got long-term goals, medium-term goals, and then short-term goals. So long-term goals are anything that are sort of 6 months or longer. Medium-term goals are between 1 and 6 months, and then short-term goals are like days, but it's generally 1 week to 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then the other concept around goal setting is outcome goals, performance goals and process goals. So what an outcome goal is, that's the overall objective that you want to achieve. So if you put like an Olympic sprinter into the mix, for instance, so their outcome goal over a 4-year training cycle would be to win gold at the Olympics. Okay, so that's a long-term goal as well. Then you've got performance goals. So what performance goals are, they are, so for instance, if you take the Olympic sprinter into it, so a performance goal for them would be to achieve something better than they had previous. So it's like a measure against a previous standard. So performance goals for an Olympic sprinter might be, I want to achieve, improve my personal best. So every 6 months they might retest and then improve, because it's sort of measuring against a previous baseline. Or maybe that they want to achieve a better result than what they previously did at a competition. So if they might have finished 5th, they want to achieve 4th or higher or something like that. So that's a performance goal. Performance goals tend to be sometimes medium term. And then you've got process goals. So what process goals are like the actions, the skills or techniques that you need to do to achieve your performance goals. So they could be anything, if we put the Olympic sprinter back into it, that could be improving their time out of the blocks or improving their top end velocity. But it could also be the actions that they take. So, you know, I need to train 5 times a week for an hour and to achieve my performance goals, but also within those 5 training, these are the actions and things that I need to work on to improve. So you've got the outcome goal, which is your sort of overall. You've got your performance goal, which is measuring against previous achievement, and then your process goals are basically what you need to do almost on a daily, weekly basis to try and achieve. So you achieve your process goals, you get your performance goals. If you achieve your performance goals, you will get your outcome goals. So if we put that into perspective for your goals, so I was sort of looking at, so improved general fitness. So we talked about SMART goals, remember specific, measurable, achievable, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. So if we looked at improved general fitness, so when we did the fitness test, we did a prone plank. So I timed you doing a prone plank on the ground, and then we did a push-up test. So for instance, we could look at improving general fitness. If we were to improve the baselines, that would be an improvement on general fitness, because it's your core strength and your upper body strength. So specific is improving your prone plank and your push-up test. It's measurable, yes, because we can measure it when we do the test, so you'll either be able to prone plank for longer or to do more push-ups. Is it achievable? Yes, because if we have a training program in place to improve those actions and techniques and strength, you should be able to. Is it relevant? Yes, it is, because it's one of the things that you wanted to achieve. And time bound, so I'm looking at retesting in 4 weeks' time. Okay, so that would be a performance goal. So it's a 4-week performance goal, because we're going to retest against what you previously did. Another one of your goals was improving knowledge of your weights. So again, if we look at the SMART goals specific, that is, you want to improve your knowledge. So when you're in the gym, you're a bit more confident about going and picking up weights. And so it's about knowing what to do with weights and also knowing how heavy to go for the amount of reps. So we can do that. Is it measurable? Yes, because I think we know that there's not a lot of exercises that you sort of know that to do with free weights or resistance training or the machines and stuff like that. And I think what we'll do is over a period of time we will improve that. Is it achievable? Yes, absolutely is. Is it relevant? Well, again, yes it is, because you want to improve your knowledge, so you have more confidence when you're in the gym by yourself. And is it time bound? So again, what we'll do is do a 4-week check, and we'll just review when we're going to have a look at those again. And when you've been into the gym, and we can have a conversation about how you've progressed. And then the last one. So you've got lose half a stone. So half a stone is 7 pounds, or it's about 3.2 kg. Now, I think before we sort of set a goal on that, there's a couple of things we need to talk about. And one is, a pound of body fat equals 3,500 calories. Okay, so if you wanted to lose a pound of fat, you would need to create a 3,500 calorie deficit in your diet. So, have you heard of calorie deficits before? Yeah. Okay, so if you want to lose a pound a week, what you do is, 3,500 divided by 7 days is 500 calories a day. So if your total energy expenditure, so everything that you do during the day, you'll burn, say, 2,000 calories. If you wanted to create a 500 calorie deficit per day, you would need to be eating 1,500 calories. Now, so that's the first thing. I think the second thing is that what I wouldn't want to do straight off the bat is focus too heavily on losing weight as a number, for a couple of reasons. One, because it takes time for your body to get used to exercise and so on and so forth. So maybe setting a goal that might not be achievable can be counterproductive. But also, lost the train of thought. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Anyway, so losing half a stone. The reason I want to maybe look at it as a long-term goal, or maybe an outcome goal. So the other thing was, whilst we're doing strength training and stuff like that, you can put on weight. So you're targeting to lose body fat, but also at the same time you're putting on muscle and you're building connective tissue and stuff like that. So those are the sort of two reasons why we're not going to focus that. However, what I was thinking, if we look at SMART, so the SMART goal specific is losing half a pound. Is it measurable? Yes, because we can measure it on the scales, because we've got a baseline weight that we started with. Is it achievable? Yes, because if you were to do two things, which was adjust your calorie intake and also increase your exercise per week, then those two things combined can not easily, but they can achieve losing sort of half a pound a week. Is it relevant? Yes, because you want to lose body fat. And is it time bound? So I've looked at 10 weeks for a time bound outcome goal. So 7 pounds over 10 weeks, that's less than a pound a week. That sort of gives you an opportunity to sort of get used to all of the exercise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we can also add a performance goal halfway through. So I was thinking the 16th of November, we can retest your weight to see where you're tracking on all of those. Yeah? So just to reiterate, improving general fitness, we're going to do a performance goal 4 weeks time, and that's going to be retesting your prone plank and your push-up test. Another performance goal is we're going to improve the knowledge of your weights, and we're going to again just review that and go through all the different weights that you have learned in 4 weeks time. That's on the 9th of November as well. And then the outcome of sort of, it's not long term because it's only 10 weeks, so it's a medium term goal, but that's going to be to lose half a stone. So I talked about outcome goals, performance goals and process goals. So I think the last thing is to ask you about process goals. So if we look at what actions you need to take on a weekly basis to achieve the first two performance goals that we want to, and looking at the long-term goal of losing body fat. So what are maybe 1, 2 or 3 sort of actions that you want to take? I mean, it might be around diet, it may be about, obviously one of them's coming to me once a week to do exercise. So what sort of things would you like to?
Yeah, doing these sessions, obviously, once a week.
So one session.
And trying to obviously keep up my other gym sessions as well.
So-
I don't know if that's another one or whether you.
Oh,
put
no,
it in there.
absolutely, I put that in there. So that's two sessions. So that's body blast, is it?
Body
Or
blast and boot camp.
body
Yeah.
blast,
They're only kind of half an hour sessions
boot camp.
each.
Okay.
And definitely using the app you mentioned with regards to calorie intake.
Yeah.
That's something that's,
You've been looking at my
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
really
interesting.
good.
Yeah,
Some things I've been eating, I kind of look at it and go, oh God, no, I'm not having that today.
I think yeah. Well, that's the thing with that. It's more about getting an understanding of
Yeah.
the calories in certain foods, and it's good for portion control as well, because actually when you're looking at doing measuring stuff, you know, do you want to be stuck on your phone measuring every single bit of food for the rest of your life? No, but what you do is you get used to putting the right portions of food down, so you know, instead of like that
Eating
freeze.
Weetabix. I've never eaten Weetabix.
Yeah. You are now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good because they've got fibre in them as well. So it's,
Exactly.
they're really good. Cool. Okay, so maybe on the process goals, I don't want to talk about a deficit
No.
as much, but obviously you are seeing that.
It tells you on there anyway.
Yeah.
You put in your height and your weight, and it tells you how many calories you should have anyway. But obviously you can put in exercise.
Yes.
I haven't been putting it in. But
Okay.
it obviously gives you more.
Yeah.
But unless
Okay.
I've run out of calories at the end of the day, I'm not bothering with it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So if we look at some process goals that you're just going to focus on this week.
Yeah.
Again, as I say, process goals, you build them together to create, to achieve your performance goals. So
Yeah.
one session with me, 2 sessions at the gym, so
Yeah.
that's 3 sessions, and you're going to get used to using the
Yeah.
MyFitnessPal app.
Yeah.
And then what we can do is review that next week. Do you have any questions in regards to
That
that?
sounds a good plan.
Yeah, do you feel that having a sort of a clear instruction on
Yeah.
certain goals?
Definitely. I
Yeah.
think it makes you stick to it as well.
Yeah, and that's the
Because
thing,
you
is
want
that
the outcome at the end. You know, if you're going to kind of not stick to all those things, it's not going to happen.
yeah, well the thing is that outcome goals, if people focus too much on outcome goals, it can actually have a detrimental effect because you're not focusing on the here and now. So
Yeah.
looking at performance goals, even forgetting about performance goals, it really is just down to, and that's what I tend to do, is just on a Sunday I go, right, what am I going to do this week and when? And how am I going to achieve that? And I just write myself little process goals, because actually when you get to the end of the week you go through, it's like a checklist. I've done this,
Yeah.
and then when you get to your performance goals, if you overachieve or underachieve, you can then just review your process goals, and it's just all about tweaking, so nothing's set in stone, and that's why we're looking at reviewing in 4 weeks' time for your performance goals, for improving knowledge and the push-ups and stuff like that. And then while we're looking at 5 weeks for the sort of midway point of losing half a stone, and then we can go, right, where are you? Are you tracking in the right place? Do we need to adjust to increase or decrease? Wouldn't look to decrease, but if you're overachieving, then that's great. We can look at maybe changing things up to improve different areas of your physique, depending on what you want to achieve. So, is that all good?
Yes, good.
Excellent, lovely. Thank you very much.